Previously, the town of Greyridge learned the truth buried beneath its own soil. A basement full of horrors, a hidden cabin in the woods, and 8 teenage girls whose stories were nearly lost, until the investigation finally caught up with the past. But in episode 5, we step away from crime scenes and into the lives that were shattered. This is episode 5, The Things Left Behind. Segment 1, The House of Quiet Things. Slow pan across an abandoned home, still furnished, dust collecting on surfaces. When police entered the Keller home, the house belonging to the prime suspect, Elias Mercer, they expected the usual cold, clinical emptiness common in fugitive homes. What they found instead was a museum of contradictions. A bookshelf curated with unsettling care. Every object placed with mathematical precision. A home that looked lived in, but untouched for years. And in the back room, past the kitchen, down a narrow hallway, an entire room filled with belongings that weren't his. Police would later call it the trophy room, but the families had another name, the things left behind. Inside, investigators found necklaces, hair ribbons, a school pin, one shoe size 6, a journal with pages torn out, a photograph of 2 girls smiling at a carnival. None of the items were overtly incriminating, but every family recognized something. Segment 2, The Mothers. They said the grief of a parent never follows a straight line. In Greyridge, it swallowed entire generations. The investigation team invited the families one by one, gently, carefully, to identify the items. What happened next stayed with detectives for years. Case study, Jenna Wallace's mother, Mrs. Wallace.
That's Jenna's. She made it herself. The beads don't match. She said imperfections made it lucky.
She held the bracelet for 12 minutes before letting it go. Detectives noted in their report, she didn't sob, she didn't move, she simply stopped existing for a moment. Case study, Alina Brooks' father, Mr. Brooks.
This was her lanyard for the school library. She wore it every day. I used to tease her about the cartoon stickers.
He didn't hand it back. He placed it on the table like it might shatter. Case study, Layla Grant's older sister.
She wrote this. This is her handwriting. This line here. She used to draw hearts inside the loops of her L's.
For the first time since Layla vanished, her sister cried. Segment 3, The Detective's Burden. Detective Ramos sits forward.
You don't forget a room like that. You don't forget the silence when you're waiting for a mother to confirm the worst.
He pauses.
Sometimes I think the room was built to be found. Like he wanted someone to walk through those doors and suffocate on what he'd done.
But there was something else troubling detectives. Something that changed the direction of episode 5 entirely. Inside a small metal lockbox, hidden behind a loose panel in the wall, they found a set of keys. 8 of them. Each labeled not with names, but with numbers. 3, 5, 11, 14, 18, 20, 21, 23. They matched nothing in the house, nothing in the cabin, nothing in any known property linked to Elias Mercer. And that terrified investigators. Detective Ramos.
8 keys, 8 victims, but none of them matched anything we had found, which means there were places we still hadn't searched.
Segment 5, The Town Breaks. Empty streets, boarded windows, church sign reading, Stay Safe Greyridge. Rumors spread faster than official updates. Some believed Elias was still hiding in Greyridge. Others believed he had fled the state. A few believed he was dead. But the theory that haunted the town most was simple. If there were more keys, there might be more killers. Gun shops sold out. Schools closed early. Residents formed unofficial patrols, walking the woods with flashlights and dogs. The sheriff's department pleaded for calm. No one listened. Segment 6, The Things Left Behind. In the end, episode 5 returns to where the tragedy began. The families. Each one left the evidence room with something different. A necklace, a page, a ribbon, a lanyard, A photograph, small, ordinary objects, that now carried the weight of an entire investigation. Wallace, faint smile through tears.
He touched this. That means part of her is still here.
And in Grayridge, that meant everything. The official line stated that identifying property belonging to the victims helped complete the chain of evidence. But for the families, completed something else. It gave them a piece of their daughters back. Ending narration. But while the families were finding closure, detectives were unraveling something much darker. Keys that opened unknown places, a map marking hidden circles, and more questions than answers. Next episode, we follow the map and what lies at the next marked location. Episode 6, The 15th Circle.